Police are now saying a missing University of Utah student is dead. 23-year-old Mackenzie Lueck went missing 11 days ago after she was dropped off at a park. Authorities have arrested a man who is facing multiple charges. Earlier at a news conference, the Salt Lake City police chief shared grim details of Lueck's death.
During a search warrant on the arrested person's residence and property on June 26th, the arrested person's neighbors informed detectives that they observed him burning something in his backyard with the use of gasoline on the dates of June 17th and June 18th. The search warrant resulted in the findings of a fresh dig area on his property, which is the same area that the arrested person was reported burning something. A forensic excavation of the burn area was conducted, which resulted in the finding of several charred items that were consistent with personal items of Mackenzie Lueck. Other charred material was located, which has now been determined to be female human tissue.
CBS News national correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti was at that police news conference earlier in Salt Lake City. Jonathan, what more did we learn from that press conference?
Alex, good afternoon to you. That press conference wrapping up just a few moments ago, and you heard in that soundbite from the police chief some of those grim details about how Mackenzie Lueck was found within that backyard area of that property. I want to focus for a second on the emotion that we heard here in this press conference, because it really did strike me when the police chief, joined by the FBI, came out here in what was a breathless press conference. Breathless in the sense that it almost sounded like they were punched in the gut as they announced that this 11-day going on 12-day missing persons case has ended as now a homicide case. They did announce the name of the suspect, saying he is 31-year-old Ayola Ajayi. They went on to say that this really began as really following digital footprints. Both of these people, the suspect and Mackenzie Lueck, were seen with their digital footprints in the same park around the same time, and they were able to trace all of that back to this property that is owned by the suspect, which of course brought in the cadaver dogs making some of those discoveries in that backyard, and of course neighbors telling police and telling the FBI officials they were on the scene that they had witnessed really later in the day after Mackenzie went missing, that burn site going up. They noticed the smoke, they noticed the smell, they noticed the fire, which struck them. And among those neighbors, a tip was sent in, which led police to that site.
Jonathan, you mentioned the emotion. We watched it here live as well. And at one point we saw Chief Mike Brown take off his glasses and take a deep breath when he addressed the family. You spoke to the chief after the press conference. What more did he have to say? And did he give any details as to how the two may have known each other, if they did at all?
Yeah, as you can imagine, him talking to the father, Mackenzie's father. He himself has children. He said it was one of the hardest phone calls he's ever had to make. The father and the family of Mackenzie Lueck, who were holding out hope that she would be found alive, really distraught. They are still in California as they're taking in all of this news. An uncle was sent here who gave a very brief message just saying that they need their time to process this tragedy. We asked the police chief any kind of motive here. What could have led someone to carry out such an act, and he said he really could not comment at this point. We do know that Mackenzie Lueck was in contact, did share text messages with the suspect leading up to the day that she did go missing. They would not go into detail about what that conversation was. We do know that police were able to figure this out after initially interviewing the suspect, when at the time he was really just a person of interest. This was 2 days ago. The suspect admitted to texting with Mackenzie Lueck, but said that he had never met up with her. Of course, as the DNA evidence now suggests, as this investigation has moved forward, Mackenzie Lueck's body, part of her remains, some of her charred items were found in the backyard. Now this suspect in custody, expected to be arraigned as early as Monday.
All right, well, our hearts go out to that family. It's horrible news. Jonathan Vigliotti, thank you.